Statistics South Africa will release the GDP figures for the fourth quarter of 2019 with job losses and load shedding a daily reality for South Africans. The economy is expected to have declined. This is despite President Cyril Ramaphosa's investment drive to look at the economy now, and under his leadership is a guest. That's Dr. Pooe, who joins me this morning to look at what the situation is going to be if we have slipped into a technical recession. Dr. Pooe, how will this reflect on the presidency of Cyril Ramaphosa?
Well, for the first one, remember, he came on the ticket of I am the reform president, I am the economy president, under me things will grow. So that is really going to be brought more to the bear to say, okay, this is what you promised, what has happened. But I think we also might have to cut him some slack where you have to look at what actually happened in the fourth quarter of 2019. Remember, we're still under the trade wars. But then his critics will say, but listen, there's certain things you can do we didn't do, i.e. ESCOM and the state-owned entities. So we have to look at it a bit more technically, but I think most people will be right to say, but you promised the economy would grow and it's not growing, therefore we have to question you.
So you've already mentioned the power supply, the instability there, the energy crisis. Add to that the international health emergency that is the coronavirus. Then the third issue, the raging debate around the public sector wage bill. Stability in this administration, what are we looking to if we gaze into the crystal ball?
We're looking for more instability. Because the thing would, let's take the third issue you spoke about basically the labor unions. One thing we've seen about the president is he's not really one for the big fight. He's more of the, let's make peace, let's sit at the table, let's do i.e. a CODESA. But now, can he really afford to do that when his own Minister of Finance is basically, he's a raging bull in the shop who's saying, listen, we need to reform now, we need to reform now. So basically, it's either he's going against his own Minister of Finance, Mr. Tito Mboweni, or he goes on against the people that actually brought him to the table, the unions.
Can he afford not to cave in going into the midterm review conference of the ANC, that's the NGC?
I twist the question around and say, can he afford to let South Africa down? We understand that he's got his own ANC dynamics, but I think we've come to the point where he said it's been 3 years now. He needs to either make a choice between he's either ANC president or ANC of the Republic of South Africa. Yes, his ANC critics will rightfully say, listen, this man is not for us, let's get rid of him. But what we've never actually seen, if they choose to get rid of him, let's play a hypothetical game. Who are they going to bring in his step? Because the same person is going to have to deal with the fact that the country and the economy is not going in the right direction. So I think he really needs to play it out fully to say, okay, listen, you might not like me, you're not going to like what I'm going to do, but what can you do?
Politically speaking, when he goes to the NGC conference, I think it's a foregone conclusion that he's going to go in there limping, because the people that put him up to where he is now, the support for him going to Nasrec started off with COSATU, then the SACP followed. He's just upset COSATU right now. Do you think that sanity will prevail, though, particularly when you look at an alliance partner like COSATU, to say we cannot give in to the so-called Magashule and Zuma forces within the ANC?
I'll put it like this way. I know sometimes we actually estimate, or maybe we overestimate, what is actually COSATU. When people think of COSATU, they think of COSATU 10 years ago when they would say South Africa stops, South Africa stops. If you look at their own elections and their policy conferences, COSATU tells you that they've been losing support amongst people that are coming into the labor force. In fact, they've actually been losing workers to unemployment. So the issue, this is not the COSATU of all that would tell South Africa to stop. This is a limping COSATU. If there's actually a great time to challenge COSATU, it is now. Because he has to tell the same COSATU, listen, it's either we make a decision that are you willing to lose more workers due to either me having to restructure you against me, or it's either the market's going to make you restructure. So he really needs to put his foot down on COSATU and say, you guys are not what you used to be. The SACP, we really need to, what do they actually bring to the table? We actually need to ask our question. Because what's their constituency? Yes, they're going to say historically, but that's why I always keep saying, I think we actually look at it the wrong way around. The economy is just a symptom of the leadership we have in the country.
Yeah.
And we're stuck in the cycle of JZ, AZ and President Cyril. That's not the issue. The issue is that there are people that are not really getting employment. We actually have a generation, if you read the last Treasury's report from 2018, that don't even know what employment is like. What we need here is a Republic of South Africa president. And that's why people, remember, the majority of citizens are not ANC members. It's the voters who put, non-ANC voters who put the ANC president in. I think that's how we need to look at it.
Dr. TK Pooe, thank you very much for your insights and analysis. He is a political analyst joining us this morning.